Welcome back to Coins Tool. Today's video takes you deep into the early years of American coinage to uncover a legendary series of coins, the $1 coins minted between 1801 and 1809. These early dollars are not just pieces of silver. They are rare artifacts of American history, and some of them are worth an absolute fortune today, with one specimen known to be valued at an astonishing $8 million. That if you're into rare coins, old silver dollars, or just love stories about million-dollar treasures hiding in plain sight, this is a video you don't want to miss. So, let's dive into the incredible history and value of the early draped bust silver dollars. Let's start with the basics. The $1 coins minted between 1801 and 1804 belong to what's known as the draped bust dollar series. These coins were struck in 89.2% silver and 10.8% copper. They feature a stunning portrait of Liberty on the obverse, with flowing hair and a draped bust, designed by artist Gilbert Stuart and engraved by Robert Scott. On the reverse, you'll see a majestic heraldic eagle, adapted from the Great Seal of the United States. The mintage years officially included 1801, 1802, and 1803. However, things get interesting with the $1,804. Although it bears the date 1804, no silver dollars were actually struck for circulation that year. The legendary 1804 silver dollar was struck years later as a diplomatic gift, and has since become one of the most famous and valuable coins in the world. Now let's talk rarity. Fewer than 100,000 draped bust dollars were struck in 1801. Even fewer survive today in good condition. Coins from this era were heavily circulated, used in trade both in the United States and overseas, especially in China, where silver coins held high value. As for the 1802 and 1803 draped bust dollars, surviving examples are even rarer in mint condition. Many have scratches, wear, or cleaning damage, making high-grade examples highly sought after by collectors. A problem-free coin in mint state condition can easily fetch 6 or even 7 figures at auction. But let's now get to the coin that has stunned the numismatic world. In 1999, an 1804 draped bust dollar, known as the King of American Coins, was sold at auction for over $4 million. Since then, prices have only climbed. One particular specimen, known as the Sultan of Muscat 1804 dollar, was part of a presentation set gifted by the U.S. to the Sultan of Muscat in the 1830s. It is considered the finest known $1,804 in existence. This coin, with nearly perfect surfaces, a brilliant silver luster, and a provenance that spans royal collections and major auctions, was recently appraised at a jaw-dropping $8 million. Yes, you heard that right, $8 million for a single early American silver dollar. This isn't just a coin. It's a piece of American diplomacy, a treasure that passed through the hands of kings, collectors, and millionaires. It represents the birth of American identity and the power of rarity in the numismatic world. So, what makes the $1,804 so valuable? There are a few key reasons. First, extreme rarity. Only 15 known examples exist, and they're divided into 3 distinct classes based on when they were minted and for what purpose. Second, historical significance. These coins were not made for everyday circulation but as diplomatic gifts, linking them directly to early U.S. foreign policy. Third, condition. The better preserved the coin, the higher its value. The Sultan of Muscat specimen is in nearly pristine condition, making it a crown jewel of American coin collecting. Now, let's circle back to the 1801 to 1803 dollars. If you happen to own one, even in lower grades, you may be sitting on a small fortune. A heavily circulated $1,801 in good condition can sell for between $1,500 and $5,000. In very fine or extra fine condition, it could reach $20,000 or more. Mint state coins can easily command prices between $50,000 and $250,000 depending on the quality and market demand. For the 1802 and 1803 issues, values are similar, with some pristine examples exceeding $300,000 at auction. Collectors and investors are constantly looking for these rare coins, and demand has never been higher. To put it simply, if you discover a genuine early dollar dated 1801, 1802, or 1803, you might be holding one of the most sought-after pieces of American history. So what should you look for? Start with the design details. Draped bust coins have a distinct style: the flowing hair, the bold eagle, the stars encircling liberty. Watch out for wear on high points like Liberty's cheek and the eagle's wings. Also, verify authenticity. Due to their extreme value, draped bust dollars are among the most counterfeited coins in history. If you suspect you have one, always consult a professional grader like PCGS or NGC, and finally, always handle such coins with care. A tiny scratch or improper cleaning can dramatically reduce the coin's value. Keep it safe, store it properly, and if it's genuine, you just might have a piece of history worth hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. To wrap up, the $1 coins from 1801 to 1804 are more than just old money. They are among the most iconic and valuable American coins ever struck. From their artistic design to their historical connections and jaw-dropping auction prices, they remain the holy grail of U.S. coin collecting. And with one coin recently valued at $8 million, it proves that numismatics is not just a hobby, it's a treasure hunt. We dive deep into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins. Today, we're taking a journey over 2 centuries back in time to explore 2 of the most mysterious and coveted coins in American numismatic history, the 1809 and 1817 $1 coins. These coins are not just old relics from the past. They are hidden treasures that today can be worth as much as $7 million. Make sure you stay until the end, because the stories behind these coins will blow your mind, and who knows, you might even find a treasure hiding in your own collection. Let's get started. The 1809 $1 coin, the ghost coin of early America. Let's begin with the 1809 $1 coin. Here's a fun fact: no officially recorded 1809 silver dollars were ever released into circulation. That's right. According to the U.S. Mint records, the last production of the draped bust silver dollar series ended in 1804, and the next official dollar coin did not appear until 1836. So how do 1809 $1 coins exist? Some believe that a few prototype coins or private restrikes were secretly made around 1809 using leftover dies or unauthorized minting. Others suggest that these coins may have been pattern strikes never intended for general circulation. These mysterious coins often feature inconsistencies that make experts scratch their heads. They're like the Bigfoot of U.S. coins, rumored, rare, and incredibly valuable. Today, any 1809 $1 coin, if authentic, would be worth millions, simply due to its extreme rarity, mysterious origin, and historic value. Some private collectors have paid upwards of $5 million, and one off-market trade was rumored to reach $6.50 million. There are no exact numbers on how many exist, but fewer than 3 are believed to be in private hands. That makes this one of the rarest U.S. coins of all time, the 1817 $1 coin, a $1 million mystery. Now let's move to the 1817 $1 coin. This coin is another numismatic enigma. Official records again suggest that no silver dollars were issued in 1817. So how can there be an 1817 $1 coin, just like the 1809 version? The answer lies in the concept of unofficial restrikes or presentation pieces. Some experts believe that a small handful of these coins were struck secretly by mint employees or private engravers during the early 1800s. The few $1,817 coins that have surfaced often feature high levels of detail and quality, which suggests they were never intended for circulation, but rather as collectors or diplomatic gifts. Today, a verified 1817 $1 coin in pristine condition could easily command $7 million or more in a high-profile auction. In 2023, a rare 1817 coin was appraised at $6.8 million due to its immaculate condition and historical mystery. With only 1 or 2 confirmed examples in existence, this is a coin that lives in the realm of legends. And like most legends, it's almost impossible to find one in the wild. Why are these coins so valuable? So what makes the 1809 and 1817 $1 coins so valuable? Let's break it down. Rarity. These coins were never officially issued for circulation. Their limited mintage or secret origin makes them nearly impossible to find. Historical significance. Coins from the early 1800s carry incredible value due to their age and the events of that era. including post-revolution growth and the War of 1812. Mystery, no clear documentation exists for their minting, which adds a layer of intrigue and boosts collector demand. Condition. Most known examples are in exceptional condition, possibly because they were never circulated. Collector demand, high. End collectors and museums are always looking to complete their sets. The more mysterious the coin, the more they are willing to pay. Current market value, $7 million and rising as of today. Both the 1809 and 1817 $1 coins are valued between $6 million to $7 million, depending on the coin's grade, provenance, and authenticity. If either of these coins were to hit the open auction market again, they could potentially shatter previous price records. Why? Because the coin market is hotter than ever. Collectors are paying top dollar for ultra-rare pieces, and with only one or two of each coin known to exist, the demand is off the charts. Even major institutions like the Smithsonian and the American Numismatic Society are actively seeking these coins for their historic collections. Could you own one? Now here's the fun question. Could you actually own one? Technically, yes. But the odds are very slim. These coins are typically locked away in private collections or vaults. However, estate sales, old collections, and forgotten coin hoards do occasionally bring incredible surprises. So if you're a coin collector, keep your eyes open. You never know when one of these million-dollar treasures could show up at a flea market, an attic, or even in grandma's coin jar. Final thoughts: the 1809 and 1817 $1 coins are more than just pieces of silver, they're living pieces of American history. Their mystery, rarity, and enormous value make them some of the most exciting and sought-after coins in the entire world, and with current market values hovering around $7 million, these coins prove that sometimes, history is worth a fortune. We're diving deep into one of the most exciting chapters of American numismatics, the story of the legendary 1837 to 1841 $1 coins. These coins aren't just rare, they're pieces of American heritage that have captured the imagination of collectors around the world. And believe it or not, one of these historic coins has recently been valued at an astonishing $6 million. That's right, $6 million. So, what makes these coins so special? How rare are they? And what should you look for if you think you might have one of these hidden treasures? Sit back, because we're about to uncover everything you need to know. The story begins in the aftermath of Andrew Jackson's presidency. The year is 1837, and America is undergoing rapid economic change. This was a period of financial instability, known as the Panic of 1837, a banking crisis that shook the young nation. During this time, the U.S. Mint began to produce new coin designs, including the seated Liberty Dollar, which would become one of the most iconic silver coins in American history. But did you know? There were no regular issue silver dollar coins officially minted for circulation in 1837. That makes any coin dated from that year extremely suspicious, and potentially incredibly valuable. Some pattern coins, test designs, were created that year, making any surviving examples today exceedingly rare. The first true seated Liberty silver dollars began minting in 1839, with regular production taking off in 1840. Designed by Christian Gobrecht, the coin featured the image of Lady Liberty seated on a rock, holding a liberty pole topped with a Phrygian cap, a symbol of freedom. On the reverse was a bold and majestic eagle, clutching arrows, and an olive branch. The 1839 issues were produced in very limited quantities and are considered pattern coins. The 1840 seated Liberty Dollar became the first silver dollar struck for regular circulation since the $1,804, another legendary rarity. By 1841, production continued, but in small numbers. Each year from 1839 to 1841 produced coins that are highly sought after today, not only for their silver content but for their artistry, rarity, and the historical period they represent. Here's the big question: why are these coins so valuable? The answer comes down to mintage numbers, survival rate, condition, and provenance. Let's break that down. First, the mintages were incredibly low. For example, only a few thousand seated Liberty dollars were struck in each of the early years. Many were melted down or lost to time. Fewer than 200 examples of the 1839 pattern dollar are believed to exist today. Second, condition is everything in coin collecting. A heavily worn example might be worth several $1,000s. But a pristine, uncirculated coin with a strong strike and brilliant luster? That's where the big money comes. In 2023, a pristine specimen of the 1841 seated Liberty dollar, graded as Proof 67 Deep Cameo by PCGS, was privately sold for an unbelievable $6 million. This specific coin had a well-documented ownership history dating back to the 19th century and was one of only a handful known in that condition. That if you happen to come across a coin dated 1837 to 1841 that resembles the seated Liberty design, here are a few key things to check. The date. Coins from these years are rare by default. The word Liberty on the shield. Look at its sharpness and detail. The reverse eagle should be sharp and symmetrical. The edge, authentic seated Liberty dollars should have a reeded edge. Weight and diameter should match official specifications, about 26.73 grams and 38.1 millimeters diameter. Also, be on the lookout for proof strikes, coins made for collectors with polished dies and mirror-like surfaces. These are incredibly rare from the early 1840s and can sell for hundreds of thousands, or even millions, depending on condition. Today, seated Liberty dollars from 1839 to 1841 continue to break records at major auctions. The most famous sales include 1839 pattern dollar, sold for over $1.2 million in a heritage auction. 1840 seated Liberty dollar proof, graded PR 66, sold $4,950,000. And of course, the 1841 proof deep cameo, the $6 million marvel. These coins are more than just metal. They're part of the American story, coins that survived wars, depressions, and centuries of change. So, could one of these coins be sitting in a family collection, tucked away in an old box or jewelry drawer? It's possible. While rare, these treasures do turn up in estate sales, old coin albums, and inherited collections. If you ever suspect you have an 1837 to 1841 seated Liberty dollar, don't clean it, don't alter it, just get it professionally graded. Even a worn example could be worth thousands. And who knows, you might be sitting on a coin worth millions. We're diving deep into the fascinating story of a coin so rare, so mysterious, and so unbelievably valuable that it has captured the hearts of collectors and historians alike for generations. This is the story of the legendary 1841 $1 coin, a piece of American history now worth a staggering $5 million in today's market. So sit back, hit that like button, and let's take a journey into the world of numismatic treasure. Let's start with a bit of context. The 1841 $1 coin belongs to the seated Liberty dollar series, which was minted from 1840 to 1873. Designed by Christian Gobrecht, this series is considered one of the most iconic in early American coinage. The obverse features the majestic image of Lady Liberty seated on a rock, holding a shield in one hand and a liberty pole in the other. The reverse displays the classic American eagle with outstretched wings clutching arrows and an olive branch. But what makes the $1,841 coin so special? According to official mint records, no seated Liberty dollars were struck for circulation in 1841. That's right, none were supposed to exist. Yet, just a small handful of these coins have surfaced over the years, causing massive debates and excitement in the numismatic community. How could this be? Some experts believe these coins were struck illegally or secretly by mint employees, possibly for collectors or influential individuals. Others think they were created as patterns or presentation pieces. Whatever the case, the mystery only adds to their incredible value. Now let's talk rarity. Fewer than 10 genuine 1841 $1 coins are known to exist today. That kind of scarcity puts this coin in the same legendary category as the 1804 draped bust dollar or the 1913 Liberty head nickel. When one does come up for sale, which is extremely rare, it becomes the center of attention at major auctions. One of the most famous examples is a proof specimen graded by PCGS that shocked the world when it sold for over $5 million at a private auction. Yes, you heard that right, $5 million for a single coin. And the demand isn't slowing down. High-grade examples, especially with solid provenance, are continuously appreciating in value due to their historical significance and near-mythical rarity, but it's not just about money. Owning an 1841 seated Liberty dollar is like owning a secret chapter of American history. It's a symbol of craftsmanship, secrecy, and the allure of lost treasure. This coin has been described as one of the ghost coins of U.S. numismatics, talked about in hushed tones, and desired by every serious collector. Let's break down why this coin is worth so much today. First, extreme rarity, less than 10 known examples. Second, historical mystery, its very existence defies official mint records. Third, collector demand. Elite collectors compete fiercely for any chance to own one. Fourth, market performance, it has consistently increased in value over the decades, hitting that remarkable $5 million benchmark in the private collector market. Today, if one of these coins were to appear at an auction, there's no telling how high the bids might go. With rising interest in rare and historical coins and more ultra-wealthy investors entering the market, the 1841 $1 coin could easily command even more than $5 million in the future. So if you ever come across a silver dollar that looks like it could be from 1841, stop everything you're doing and have it authenticated. You just might be holding one of the rarest and most valuable coins in American history. To recap, the 1841 $1 coin is not just a coin, it's a legend. With a current market value of $5 million, it represents the pinnacle of what numismatic treasure hunting is all about. We're diving deep into a rare and incredible chapter of American numismatic history, the $1 coins minted between 1829 and 1837. These coins are some of the most elusive and valuable pieces ever created by the U.S. Mint, and one of them is currently valued at an astonishing $4 million, so get ready, because what you're about to hear is a story of history, rarity, silver, and serious money. Let's get into it. To understand the value of these coins, we first need to travel back to the early 19th century. The years between 1829 and 1837 were a time of great change in America. Andrew Jackson was president. The country was growing rapidly. And the U.S. Mint was hard at work producing coinage for a young and expanding nation. Now here's the twist: although silver dollars were authorized, no official silver dollar coins were released for general circulation between 1804 and 1836. That's right. Silver dollars were struck in 1804 and then not again for over 30 years. But what makes this era particularly interesting is that patterns, proofs, and restrikes were created, some secretly, and some as diplomatic gifts. Between 1829 and 1837, most of the coin activity involved smaller denominations. But among these years exists a mysterious and ultra-rare class of coins, rare early Gobrecht dollars, that collectors and historians consider among the finest ever minted. In 1836, the U.S. Mint officially revived the silver dollar coin with the creation of the Gobrecht dollar. This coin was designed by Christian Gobrecht and is considered a masterpiece of American coinage. It features a stunning image of liberty seated on a rock, and on the reverse, a soaring eagle in mid-flight, a design that would inspire decades of future U.S. coinage. Although the Gobrecht dollar began with the 1836 issue, there are experimental pieces and patterns tied to the years just before, notably around 1835 and 1837, that are exceedingly rare. Some were struck in very small numbers, just a handful for government officials or foreign dignitaries. Today, these early silver dollar coins from 1829 through 1837 are like phantoms in the coin world, incredibly scarce, with only a few known to exist, and worth a fortune. So what makes a coin from this era worth millions of dollars? Let's break it down. First, rarity. Some of these coins, especially the early Gobrecht dollars, exist in quantities of only 10 to 15 examples. That's worldwide. Second, historical importance. These coins represent the return of the silver dollar and feature a design that helped define American coinage for decades. They are not just money, they are national artifacts. Third, condition and originality. Coins from this era that are in pristine condition, especially uncirculated or proof specimens, can command unbelievable prices at auction. Collectors will pay a premium for a coin with strong luster, minimal wear, and original mint brilliance. And finally, collector demand. Elite collectors and investors are always looking for coins that are unique, historically significant, and impossible to find. That drives the value even higher. Now let's talk about the crown jewel, the Gobrecht dollar specimen that recently made headlines with an estimated value of $4 million. This particular coin is an 1836 Gobrecht dollar, Judd 60 original, struck in proof condition with a coin alignment, making it one of the rarest configurations known. Only a few examples were ever struck in this format, and fewer still have survived in pristine condition. Experts believe this coin was part of a very small group produced for presentation purposes, possibly even intended for high-level diplomatic exchange. Its flawless surfaces, mirror-like fields, and sharp design details place it among the finest known examples. When it came up for private sale, collectors and investors went wild. It changed hands for several $1 million and is now insured for no less than $4 million. This isn't just a coin, it's a piece of American legacy, locked in silver. Now, you may not find one of these ultra-rare dollars in your pocket change, but here's what you should take away. If you're a collector, always be on the lookout for early goblet designs or trial patterns from this period. Even damaged or low-grade specimens from the 1830s can be worth tens of thousands of dollars, and high-quality examples can break auction records. Make sure to have your coins graded and authenticated by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Provenance and condition matter a lot, and who knows, maybe you'll be the next collector to uncover a hidden gem that ends up in the record books. So, what do you think about the legendary $1 coins from 1829 to 1837? Would you pay millions for one of these silver masterpieces? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future deep dives into the rarest and most valuable coins in the world. Leave a comment below and tell us, what's the most valuable coin you've ever seen or owned? Until next time, keep collecting, stay curious, and remember, sometimes a small piece of silver can hold a world of history and a fortune in value. Thanks for watching.